Hi y'all, this is Becky Roesler. I have Becky's Junk Journals on YouTube. On Instagram, I am Becky's Journals, and I'm now back on Facebook on a new account at Rebecca Roesler. Come and see me, find me, friend me, follow me, all those things. And this is the second part of making these one signature journals, just small journals. They've got a rounded spine that's about a 1/2 inch, and in the last video I covered the outside with fabric, and then I put the things on the inside to finish up. And if you haven't seen that, you're welcome to see it how I do it. And then once I got that done, I got out my Crop-It-Out Big Bite, this giant tool, and I punched holes in the back. And the reason I'm using the Crop-It-Out Big Bite is because you can get all the way down there to set the grommeter. What do you call those things? I never can remember, especially when I'm on the video. Anyway, I'm going to run ribbon through the back and then wrap it around and tie it in the front on this one. And today I'm going to talk to you about putting the papers inside for the signature and how I choose the papers. I'm also going to show you towards the end of the video how I get started decorating the front of the cover. I have decided that both of these are going to be decorated with fabric scraps and lace and whatever I find. They're two very different journals. They have different personalities. This one's more light and airy, and this one is more lacy and more subdued with this velvet cover. Okay. So now about the papers that I chose for this one. This fabric that I put on the spine on the inside is my inspiration for the papers that I'm going to put inside here. What I did was I went through my paper stash and I gathered more paper than I will ever need. I probably gathered, I don't know, 40 sheets of different sizes and shapes and paper scraps and envelopes and just whatever I had in my stash. And I don't use digital printouts, and the reason I don't use digitals is, for one, I like each of my journals to be totally unique from everybody else's. I'm an artist at heart, and I just like to be original and create. But also, I would use some of the digitals I've seen because there's some gorgeous ones out there. But I don't have a good printer, and you need a laser printer to be able to do printables right and affordable. And I don't have one, so I just have no inkjet. So I gathered all the papers together, and then I needed to decide on what size that my signature is going to be. And I measured the length and the width from the center fold, and I subtracted a 1/2 inch from each measurement. So there's going to be when this is in there, there's going to be a 1/2 inch right there extra. And that is for when it gets full and it starts to fill up, these pages will have stuff dripping off the edges with lace and what have you. And then I'll have a little wiggle room at the top, about 1/8 of an inch at the top and 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, to fit my papers in there. It'll be right. So you just measure the length and the width of the cover, and then subtract at least a 1/2 an inch. Sometimes I go 3/4 of an inch at the top and the bottom. Top and the bottom, if you go 3/4 of an inch shorter for your pages, you're going to divide that up for have some at the top and the bottom. So my 1/2 inch is 1/4 inch up here and 1/4 inch down here on this one, and then it's a 1/2 an inch on the side. Oh, I hope that wasn't too confusing. Anyway, it's shorter and less wide and thinner than your actual cover. Maybe you can see it better there. It fits on there. And then all those papers that I gathered together, I go through it and I make a decision. Since I started out with this pink and I figured out it's chenille. This is an old-fashioned fabric called chenille, and it's not near as plush or nice as the old-fashioned chenille, but it is chenille and I like it. I like the texture of it. And I figured, well, this one's going to be more light and airy. And you know what? I've got them switched. This one is going to be more light and airy than this one. This one is going to have some dark tones in it, and like navy blue and peachy tones. I choose the colors that I'm going to have be the main colors throughout, because I don't go for the old grungy. I like a little bit of grunge, but I'm more into lace and colors and kind of a fresher approach to journaling than making everything all dirty grungy looking. Although the grunge is fine, it's just a little bit of it goes a long way for me. I love my color. So pink was the mood I was in, so I went with pink this time. And I went through and I said, well, what colors go with pink? This one, peachy colors, navy blue looks good with peach. Kind of a soft pale green also goes good with peach. So that's going to be the main colors in this. Well, there'll be other colors in it, touches of other colors. The main thing is going to be navy blue, a soft green, and then the peach color. And I've got all my colors right here, and that is going to be the theme throughout. And same with this one, it's just pink, light and bright, pink and lavender. This one I went with lavender. And I'm going to go through and show you. Now, once I got all my papers cut down to size, I use a cardstock on the outside, and I often put a cardstock in the very center of the signature too. This is also cardstock, and I often do that to make it so that papers don't tear at the center as easy. It just makes it sturdier. So I chose the cardstock cover first, and then I put in all these different papers, and it ended up, I put in like 25 different sheets of paper, but that's just too much for a one signature 1/2 inch spine. So I had to take them out, so it was a process of elimination, and this is what I ended up with. So I've got this lavender watercolor paper that I didn't watercolor it, it came like that. I've got some scrapbook paper, and I'm going to make a treatment of stenciling or inking on the back of this page. So it'll go with that one. And then I've got, out of a large book, here's some Kool-Aid dyed paper. I've got a faded out envelope from, it's probably 50 years old. I've had it that long, since I was about 18. Some pattern paper, some more gosh, it's been so long, letter writing paper, and some another scrapbook paper that I've got to do a finish here, and I'll do like a peachy pink, and then the center. And I ended up with 11 pages, counting the outside cover of the signature. So that's 11 pages total, and I really should take it down to 9 because I love to stuff my journals full. I put a lot of textiles and lace and all kinds of decorations and fold outs and flip ups and in mine. So this is really pushing it to the limit for a little one signature journal. So that's how I decided on this one, to give it a real sweet pink look. And this one is going to be a little bit more, I don't know, peachy, navy blue. And I glued this on right here. This is from a greeting card, but I glued it on as a pocket so I would, because I happened to run across it when I was pulling papers, and I decided that I wanted that to be the inspiration in the front page. So so there's my inspiration page. I've got scrapbook paper, I need to finish that. Got an envelope, more scrapbook paper that needs the back finished. Kool-Aid dyed paper, more scrapbook paper. This is border wallpaper for a border, and I need to do something with this. And this is more Kool-Aid dyed paper. And then this is the center of this one, is this gorgeous page from a gardening book that I happen to have. Okay, so I hope this gives you some ideas. Now let's talk about decorating. I've already pulled some fabric scraps that I wanted to use on this, and I'm going to show you sort of the way I do it. This is what I've come up with so far. I don't know if it's going to end up this way, but so this is kind of what I've gotten laid out so far. I don't know whether I like that up at the top. I'm going to trim this up a little bit more there. I know I like it this way. I just may add a this lace down this way, like right there. I'm not sure, but anyway, I've tried it different ways and I can't quite come up with how I want it for sure, but that's how I get started. I take out all my fabric cutouts from all those dresser scarves. You know, this is lace that I bought at Hobby Lobby. This is some I got from at the thrift store. But I lay it all out until I get to an idea that that it's kind of like I like it. This one is very different. This one is going to have lace across the top, and this is the only decisions I've made so far. And lace across the bottom like that to get started. This I know for sure. I've never worked with velour on a journal before, or velvet, or whatever this is. I've never worked on that before, so anyway, all I know is I want lots of lace. So I've played around with it a little bit, and I've gotten that far, and I know I want to use this big flower cutout, and that's from an old tablecloth or a table runner, I'm not sure. And I know I want to put a little bit of gold in there. Maybe less gold than that. And I want another little bit of gold, I think, down here, but I'm not sure how much. But I do know that I want this right there. So that's what I've got so far, sort of the layers in there. I may need to add another small piece of gold to balance it out somewhere right in here. A tiny little piece peeking out. What do you think? Too much? Not enough? Keep going? Let me know what you think. I appreciate you watching, and in the next video I will have these completely decorated and I'll show them to you, and then I will begin decorating the individual pages that are in it, putting in pockets and belly bands and that kind of thing. Thank you very much for watching. Come see me, Becky's Junk Journals, on YouTube. Bye-bye.